If you're like me and you're working from home, it can be hard to keep up with your exercise routine. Gyms are closed and not everyone has space to set up their own equipment. Introducing the ServiceNow Health Club. Stay fit while having fun at home. Just badge in and each station gives you a different exercise. When you've completed all stations, you automatically get upgraded to the next intensity level. And to keep you motivated, you can compete against other people on the leaderboard. And plenty of other reports to identify who's doing what in our club. The ServiceNow Health Club is an extension of the Customer Service Management Suite. It uses the customer contact table to keep track of Health Club customers. I just added a few fields to keep track of their workouts. There are three main components to the Health Club: the Badge Reader, the Raspberry Pi, and the ServiceNow app. The Badge Reader is based on a design available on GitHub that uses standard components to communicate to the Pi over USB. The USB signal triggers Node-RED to send the badge ID and station ID to ServiceNow. That tells the app who's badging in and where they are. With that information, the ServiceNow app can tell the Pi which workout to display on a ServiceNow portal page. Okay, for you technical types, here's a rundown of the parts involved. The Badge Reader is a standard MFRC 522, which talks to an Arduino Nano. The Badge Reader also has a buzzer on it to provide feedback. The only custom part is the 3D printed case, which is from the same design on GitHub. The Raspberry Pi is a standard Pi 3B Plus running Raspbian Stretch, Node-RED, and a browser. The Pi uses a 7-inch touchscreen and standard case, which are available on Amazon. Node-RED has a single flow with two parts. The top part reads a configuration file at startup and identifies the station. Since the same flow is used on all stations, one only needs to configure the station ID. The second part combines the badge ID from the USB port with the station ID on the Pi and sends a REST request to the ServiceNow instance. The ServiceNow instance receives this request via a scripted REST API and looks up the badge ID in a list of known customers for a recognized ID. If one is not found, then it does a REST request to the conference badge database to identify the customer with that badge ID. Since we're not at a conference, I'm using the key fobs that came with the Badge Reader. And since we have no conference database to interface with, I've created a similar table and API on the instance. With the change of a system property, I can go from home mode to conference mode. If the customer is already in the customer list, then the browser on the Pi displays the workout for that customer. If they were not already in the customer list, but the badge is recognized, it asks them to register and set up their workout type and intensity, then proceed as a registered customer. Everything from soldering the badge readers together to the finishing touches on the ServiceNow app was done in 3 weeks by 3 people. Special thanks to Brad Tilton and Arnaud Cooey for their help with the service portal, and Jason McKee for printing the badge reader cases and getting me started with Node-RED. And thanks to you for watching.